What's up, 8th grade? Alright, we are going to talk about the study guide over direct objects and indirect objects, as well as transitive and intransitive verbs. It wasn't on the study guide, but you do need to know the definitions, so make sure that you know those for when you take the quiz next week. I'm not going to go over them because they are in your notes that you took, notes that you should be referring to when you do the homework. So for the first section on the study guide, all you needed to do was underline the action verb in the sentence and then label as transitive or intransitive. So you'll be telling me the verb and then tell me if it's intransitive or transitive. Remember, a transitive verb has a direct object while an intransitive verb does not have a direct object. They're both action regardless. So, number 1, Colin passed the ball to Ainsley for a goal. Passed is our action, so we're going to underline it. Okay, and then we need to see if it has a direct object or not. So passed what? The ball. Direct object, so this becomes a transitive verb. Number 2, Rosalie ran around the bases. Ran is our action. Okay, ran what? We could say ran the bases, but around is a preposition, so this becomes a prepositional phrase, which means there is no direct object, so this is an intransitive verb. Okay, I put IT for intransitive. Number 3, Mitchell finessed Charlie's laptop. Finessed is our verb. Okay, finessed what? The laptop, direct object, so this is a transitive verb. And number 4, Sarah sang beautifully at May crowning. Sang is our action. Sang what? We don't know what she was singing. It doesn't say. Beautifully is an adverb. At May crowning, there's another prepositional phrase. So there's no direct object, which means this is intransitive. Alright, the next section, you needed to label the direct object in the sentence. That's all you needed to do. So when you're finding a direct object, you find your action verb and then you ask what. Number 5, Miss Bischoff gave candy to the students. Gave is our action. Gave what? Candy. Direct object. I'm just going to circle it. Okay, number 6, Sierra gave a present to Caroline. Gave what? Present. Because we're not giving Caroline, we're giving a present. Number 7, Harry threw his invisibility cloak over his shoulders. Threw what? Cloak. Okay, you just want to do the noun. You don't want to include the adjective because yes, invisibility cloak, that is technically not wrong, but you just want to do the noun because if we were labeling parts of speech in the sentence, invisibility would be considered an adjective because it's describing cloak. Number 8, Jamie sent a Snapchat to Keelan of her favorite shirt. Sent is our action. Sent what? Snapchat. Okay, we didn't send Keelan and we didn't send the shirt. We're sending a Snapchat of the shirt. So Snapchat is our direct object. And number 9, we sent flowers to my mom for Mother's Day. Sent is our action. Sent what? Flowers. Direct object. Alright, and the last section, all you had to do was label the indirect object. And remember, the indirect object is who or what is receiving the direct object in a sentence. Also, the indirect object will always be between the verb and the direct object in a sentence. An indirect object would never come after the direct object. You also always have to have a direct object in a sentence in order for there to be an indirect object. So in number 10, the man gave the boys a trophy. Gave is our action. Gave what? A trophy. So here's our direct object. Who did the trophy get given to? The boys. Indirect object. Now if I said the man gave the trophy to the boys, there's no longer an indirect object in the sentence. So we still have gave what? Trophy. So trophy is still our direct object, but to the boys is a prepositional phrase. Okay, and it comes after the direct object, so there's no longer an indirect object in this sentence the way we rewrote it. So when you're writing sentences and you have to include indirect objects, make sure you're including it between the verb and the direct object. Otherwise, it won't count. It won't be an indirect object. It'll become probably a prepositional phrase. Okay. Number 11, Braxton threw Kristen his last baseball. Through what? Baseball, direct object. To who? Kristen. 12, Ms. Bischoff sent her students an email about test scores. Sent what? Email. To who? Students. Indirect object. 13, Mr. English gives his students homework. Gives what? Homework. To who? Students. Again, indirect object. And 14, Mr. Boyle gave his homeroom a high five on the last day of school. Gave what? High five. To who? Homeroom. Indirect object. Okay, if this video didn't help clear things up, please message me. I can help you out. Feel free to use your study guide while you're taking your quiz. And as always, reach out whenever you need me. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather while it's nice before it rains again.